I'm Mrs. Ryle, the intervention teacher, and tonight we're going to read chapter 21 from Aurora's perspective, titled Last Year When Frenchie Found the Nuthatch. I've got a joke I tell to Frenchie. If I'm a rockhound, does that make you a birdhound? I don't think he gets it, but I swear he would agree with me that the point is not to find everything at once. You love the hunt, and if possible, you don't take all the treasure when you find it. Also, no getting disappointed if it takes a while to find the thing that you want. Like me, with the tourmaline. That is taking forever. So, I love helping Frenchie find his birds. I end up being as much a birdhound as a rockhound. Last October, we went to Blue Hill to catch the last farmer's market of the season. We walked around eating empanadas and went into town for ice cream, and I spotted the shop. Hold everything, I said, arms wide. We have got to go inside. Clean hands first, Mom said. She handed Frenchie and me wet wipes. The place was called Troviosity. The sign hung on the chain by the door. Mom said it sounded like someone had put the words trove and curiosity together. I knew what curiosity meant, because I've always been full of that. But Mom had to tell me that a trove was a collection of things, valuable or delightful. Well, matter of opinion then, I said. Our moms had a few more bites of their ice cream cones to go, and Cedar was still working on his kitty serving. They stayed outside on a bench in the sun, while Frenchie and I rushed up the steps together. I gave the Troviosity sign a poke to make it swing. Had to. I was pretty sure Frenchie and I were thinking the same thing as I let us in the door. This was the kind of shop that might have bird prints. Inside, there was a lot of flea market stuff, colored bottles and old silver coffee pots, mismatched forks and spoons, but everything was shined up and set out on fancy little tables and shelves. The shop smelled like cinnamon instead of dust and hot grass. Yeah, I said to Frenchie, there could be birds for you here. Could be. We started our search. The shopwoman watched us through her skinny-rimmed glasses. She looked young, like a college student, and had warm brown skin and super close haircut. She was smiling one of those worried smiles. Hi, I said. I'm Aurora. This is Frenchie. He doesn't talk. We are both 11. We don't break stuff. Oh, I'm sure you're fine, she threaded one finger through her dangly earring. Looking for anything in particular? She asked. Birds, I said. John Audubon's prints, not framed. And since you said in particular, a nuthatch. At least that's what I'm guessing. I didn't explain, because that could be too much talking. But the reason I was thinking nuthatch was because Frenchie had been watching one the morning before. Funny little thing that went traveling round and round the trunk of an oak tree. I say funny because a lot of the time it was upside down. Well, all of our unframed prints are here, the shopwoman said. She showed me a wooden V-shaped rack. You're welcome to look through. There was a set of Audubons, but if I'm not mistaken, take a look. Okay, thanks. And hey, if you want to know, we did just have ice cream cones, but we both cleaned up with wet wipes. I flexed my fingers for her. Our moms will be in a minute with my little brother. He'll be cleaned up too. Perfection. She smiled, the better kind of smile. Her phone buzzed over the glass countertop above a jewelry case. Excuse me just a second, she said. Feel free to interrupt me if you need to. I called to Frenchie. Hey, over here. Could be the jackpot, I said. I started to flip through the prints. All of them were wrapped in plastic. Maybe sticky ice cream fingers would not have mattered. Let's see. Boat, fish, boat, another boat, lighthouse, another lighthouse, third lighthouse, sheesh. Lobster traps, fisherman, rocks, farmhouse. Bird. I think it was a pelican. I paused, but Frenchie stared at that bird print like it was nothing but another lighthouse. Okay, not what you're after. Guess I knew that. I went on flipping prints. I got to the pack of pictures tied together with a velvet ribbon. I pulled the bundle out of the rack. A sticker on the plastic sleeve said Audubon Set in pale pencil. I could see that the one on top was cardinals. You already have this same exact one, I said. I gave it a tap. Frenchie did the slow blink. Yo, excuse me, Miss Troviosity. Mind if I untie these? Sorry? She looked up from her phone. I pointed at the ribbon and whirled my hand around. Oh, sure, go ahead. And by the way, I'm Cherie. She pointed to herself and gave me a wink. I gave her a thumbs up. Let's see what's in here, Frenchie. I opened the pack and started to fan out the pictures. There were 6 in all, and before I even got a good look, Frenchie had one in his hands. Oh, the nuthatch, I blurted. I knew it. Cherie came right over. She probably wasn't used to loudness in the shop. Frenchie clasped the print to his chest. You have just what he wants, I said. Unbelievable. Oh, you found the Audubon set. So it's for him, is it? He likes birds? He is all about them. How much? How much for that one? It's the nuthatch, in case you wondered. The one? Oh, it's a set. She put her finger on her upper lip and frowned. Oh, I said, pooh. I looked at Frenchie holding the print. I wanted him to have it. Well, how much for the set then? I scrunched up my nose. Let me see. I thought there was a tag attached to the ribbon. Oh, here, it must have fallen. She bent to pick it off the floor. Sorry, I told her. That's probably me who dropped it. That's okay. Let me see. $62.50. $62.50? That's expensive, I said. I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand. Sorry, a little bit of spit there. Cherie shrugged, as if she didn't mind the spit. I said, his mom probably isn't going to go for that. I get that it's a great set of birds, and you wrapped them nice with the ribbon and all, but there's a bird budget, I said. Slim chance of a sale here. Oh, I see, she said. She looked sorry. She whispered to me, I hope he's not going to get upset if his mother says no. Nah, he'll just leave, right out your door. Don't get me wrong, he'll still want the print. But he won't throw a tantrum, and he won't tear up in your shop. I'm so glad. I don't want to hurt his feelings. She tilted her head and looked Frenchie over. Probably no more than a second, but it seemed longer. When Mom and Gracia came into the shop, there was a short discussion about the nuthatch being part of a set. Gracia gently took the print from Frenchie. She told him in her usual quiet way that the set was too expensive. We'll find you the nuthatch some other time. On our way out, I called over my shoulder, See that? He's okay. The young woman nodded and smiled, and she wrapped the velvet ribbon back around the set of prints. We tried to stop at a bookstore right after that. I say tried because we had to leave pretty quick. Cedar was going to town, wiping out the picture book shelves with a few quick swipes. So before you knew it, we were on the sidewalk again, heading for the parking lot. Oh, there you are! Wait! We heard someone calling, but we all ignored it until we heard the same voice call louder and say, Frenchie? It's Frenchie, right? That was weird, because in all the time I've spent with Frenchie Livernois, I have never seen anyone running toward him calling his name. But Cherie, from Troviosity, was doing that exact thing. Her flat shoes smacked along the sidewalk. She waved a skinny paper bag in the air. When she reached us, she stopped to catch her breath. Whew! The set. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it's 5 instead of 6? 5 is still a set, isn't it? Oh, my goodness, Gracia said. She put her hand on her chest, which is a very Gracia thing to do. Thank you, but I think it is still probably too expensive for us. No, I want him to have it, please. Here, Frenchie, here's your nuthatch. Frenchie stared straight ahead, never looked at her. It's not his way. But he put his hand right up, and she slipped that package into it. He blinked. She smiled. then watched as he slid the bag into his needlepoint purse. Then he started walking again. We said thank you for him. That's not going to waste, I told her. It'll be with him all the time. Every day, Mom and Gracia agreed with me. Nice of you, Cherie. You are the nuthatch lady. I turned and called back to her. I even pointed both my pointer fingers at her and said it again. Nice of you. Then I added, thanks for seeing him.